Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I'm the Chef Boo, and it is the year 2022, which means Mega Man, the Blue Bomber, is turning 35, along with a few other game series. Either way, I thought it'd be a good time to finally play through the first game. I myself actually am not much of a Mega Man guy, but I did always enjoy the series. I just never beat any of the games. A bit too hard for me. But finally did it. I finally beat the first game, and I'm here to talk about my thoughts on it. Ooh, there are some thoughts. But first, some history. This information was taken from the Wikipedia article, the article on the Mega Man Knowledge Database, as well as Moby Games for the credits. That is my credits for my sources. After Capcom made a lot of arcade games and ported them to home consoles, they wanted to make games specifically, for the home console market, because the most you can get from arcades is 30-minute fun blasts. So they assembled a team of 6 people: Keiji Inafune, Akira Kitamura, Naoya Tomita, Yasuaki Kishimoto, Manami Matsumae, and Yoshihiro Sakaguchi. Let me just get this part out of the way. Akira Kitamura created the sprite of Mega Man, while Inafune later made the artwork, as far as I'm aware. So Kitamura was the creator of Mega Man design, where Inafune drew the total design instead of just the sprites, which honestly still look pretty good. I'll get into that later. Throughout the time, they were trying to think of names such as Mighty Kid, Rainbow Man, and Knuckle Kid. Eventually, they decided on Rockman in Japan, and the West chose Mega Man with that, this horrible box art. Oh, it's horrible. And thus, it began. Now, the story of Mega Man 1. Dr. Thomas Light and Dr. Albert Wily were old students as well as rivals. Light had created multiple robots to help with work tasks such as construction and incineration, as well as 2 robots meant to help with household tasks, rock and roll. Well, Wily takes control of the robots created by Light, but Rock and Roll aren't a takeover, so Rock decides to be reconstructed into Rockman or Mega Man. After that, which is not explained in the game, it just go Blue Boy, go! I will state here that I did not play this off an original NES because I don't own a copy. Instead, I played off of this, the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PS4. This gives me save states. I'm not even gonna lie, I use them for after every single stage. I didn't use them in stages, but even in the Wily levels, I would pop a save state in between, for example, Wily Castle 1 and 2. Some may consider it cheating. I more so consider it what the game should have done, because this little thing called, if you game over, you just get plopped back into Wily Castle 2. Or, if you game over in Wily Castle 4, you just respawn in Wily Castle 4. Which is good, because if I had to go through Wily Castle 1, 2, and 3 just to go back to Wily Castle 4, I think I would have gone fucking insane. So, I used it. Think what you want. I still technically beat the game, and I know the password games don't put you back in, the middle of the Wily Castles, but at the same time, they're the same way, where if you game over, you just get plonked back into the Wily Castle you were in at the beginning of it, so I just beat the game. It's like I never shut it off, is all it is, but I did shut it off, because I got very upset. Want to know why? Get into that later. The game structure is linear level design with choice in where you get to start. Any level you can go into and take on, which was, as far as I'm aware, incredibly unique, you can go to. I would say to start with Gutsman, though, due to him being one of the easier bosses and one of the easier stages in my eyes. That's just my personal opinion, though. You go through the stage, take on the boss, and get their power, which is one of the other defining features of Mega Man. You beat the boss, and you get their abilities, such as tossing a spinning blade that comes back from Cutman, or somehow shooting out of your hand in 3 ways at once from Electman. What? Anyway. If I had to state my favorite power in this game, it's either Thunder Beam, but the Cutter Boomerang and Firestorm are no slouches either. In this game, there is one other item you can get, though, the Magnet Beam. It's found in Electman's stage, and despite what you may think, it's not optional. You need it for the final stages, which is so stupid. Why would they make it possible to miss? Either way, they took this idea of non-Robot Master-based gadgets and refined it for Mega Man 2, where you just get them throughout the game, which is a much better idea. The powers you get will be useful against another Robot Master. For example, Firestorm? That's strong against Iceman. I got that wrong. Fuck.
Firestorm is weak against Bomb Man. My bad. Wait, no, Firestorm is strong against Bomb Man. My bad. So it does have a rock, paper, scissors mechanic, which is likely the other reason he was called Rock Band in Japan, not just the funny music joke. Also, there is no shame in looking up weaknesses. Hell, I did it at points with some of the later bosses where I just stared at it and went, what? Like, how was I supposed to know the weaknesses? Try to figure them out on your own, because a lot of the logic is normal, such as, oh, Rock beats Scissors. Gutsman throws rocks, so he would beat Cutman. Oh, wires are cut by scissors, so Cutman beats Electman. That type of logic is what you need to have. But if you want, just have at it, I don't care. Of course, there is another thing that defines Mega Man. This game is hard as fuck! Seriously, the first 6 fucking stages aren't easy, but they aren't difficult. But they're fun in the first round. The second you go into Wily Castle, it becomes borderline bullshit. And it all starts with these jumping assholes known as Big Eyes. Woo! One of these are at the end of most stages. And they're annoying there, but you can avoid them normally. But there are 3 here! They're going to hit you, because there is a chance you can't even get them to do their move, which lets them go up. Just use the ice shooter and freeze them in the air. Which, here's the problem with that. That requires you to use ammo, for one. And B, they take 1/3 of your health if you fuck up with that. So one piece of contact fucking, like, cuts down 1/3 of your health. But that's not the worst part. This game has knockback, which isn't a problem on paper. But like Sonic 1, spikes don't count for your invincibility. So you can get knocked into by fucking enemies into spikes and go, oh cool, there goes one of my very few lives, because there's 3, and if I die, and if I run out of them, I need to go all the way back to the beginning of the Wily Castle stage, which sucks. I game over so many times on this stage. And then there's the fucking platforms that never line up, and you just use the magnet beam. I'm gonna be frank, just use the magnet beam, it's so irritating. And then there's the Yellow Devil. Just use the pause trick. It's not the hardest in the world, but just use the pause trick. You don't want to die this close. Let me explain the pause trick. Pause with select and unpause the Thunder Beam, which is a multi-hit weapon. It goes through enemies. It hits multiple times because I guess it doesn't register, oh, you just hit me. Okay, I'm invincible now. It's cheap, but I didn't want to game over and have to go through the stage over and over and over again for 5 years. Now Wily Castle 2, a lot easier. Unfortunately, the copy robot is a bit of a pain in the ass, and Wily Castle 3 was actually a pretty decent stage. The boss was a bit confusing, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Now, Wily Castle 4. Oh, I hate this level! First, you need to climb a ladder while being shot at repeatedly, and then you get to the screw turrets, which I don't even know the name of. And that's not the hardest part. Getting shot is a bit annoying because there's spikes below you, but boo-hoo, it's at the beginning of the stage. Then there's the Yashichi, which fully heals your health and refills all your ammo. Great, right? But it's right before the boss rush that you need to do. Bomb Man, Fireman, Iceman, and Gutsman, which are some of the hardest boss fights in the game, and Gutsman. But, like, fucking, if you die, and at that point, you don't get, if you die, you're not put before it, you are put at Bomb Man, who is the first one. So, you need to go through the whole boss without refilling your ammo or your health. So, basically, you don't have a chance at that point. When you finish it, once you get through it, there's no healing. There's one refill of your ammo, and that's it. Then, it's Wily time, who was actually not the hardest thing in the world. Just use, this is the other time you use the pause glitch. Electman, you just want to fucking, if you just want to finish it at that point, you just use Electman, fire it, and then start using Firestorm, which is one of the, you start with Firestorm, and then you start using Electman against the second phase of the boss, which isn't that hard if you just use the pause glitch. I know it's cheap, but I just wanted to be done at that point. Then I actually hit the ending sequence, which, the music's really good, because it actually is what inspired Mega Man 2's fantastic opening theme, but, like, it's nice to learn that. Now, on the positive side, the visuals actually look pretty good for a 1987 NES game, but the title screen could use a bit of color like what the original Japanese version had. The art style is super charming, it's identifiable, and hell, it's actually used for 8 of the 11 mainline games, the first 6 on NES and 9 and 10 on the 7th generation of consoles. It's used, it's very identifiable. The other thing this game has that's fantastic, the music. It's so good, it's one of the highlights of the game. Favorite songs are probably Cutman, Wily Castle 1, and Electman's themes. I hear these and just absolutely think, oh, Mega Man! I love this music. It's definitely one of the best NES soundtracks alongside the original Final Fantasy, which still sounds amazing to this day. Now, would I recommend this game? If you know what you're getting into, I would recommend it, because it definitely suffers from first game itis, but There's a fantastic bass here that actually did, thankfully, get refined in Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was just rocky in the first start. That's not a pun! Damn it! But it was the first game, and it suffers from it. That is a true statement for most games. The first one's always rough. Normally. But still, if you know what you're getting into, and you're willing to, play difficult games, I would recommend it, frankly. I would honestly give this game a 6 out of 10, because fantastic bass, really good looking visuals, and the music's phenomenal, honestly. It's probably one of my favorite NES soundtracks. Leave a comment if you have any questions, concerns, want to criticize me for my horrible review, or compliment me, or if you actually want me to continue this. I wouldn't mind actually playing through Mega Man 1 through 11, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, and hell, that one too. And actually, why don't you tell me what your favorite Mega Man is? I'd love to hear it. Mine, out of the ones I've played, 2 is the only one I've ever actually played, other than the first one, which, 2, much better. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.